Hello NFL fans and welcome back to the Wall of NFL channel. In the last few videos, I've started to predict how each team in the NFL is going to do, starting with the AFC North and the AFC East. In this video, of course, I'm going to be doing the AFC South. You can see the pattern that I'm going with here. The AFC South includes the Colts, the Jaguars, the Titans, and the Texans. This division is always a bit of an interesting one. Some teams doing really well, some teams doing bad, and in this video I'm going to be telling you what I think they're going to be doing this season. In the 2020 season, the Colts and the Titans finished tied top of the division on wins. The Titans, however, won it based on matchups, finishing the season both with 10 wins. Both teams ended up in the playoffs, but didn't get very far. The Titans didn't have a very good defense, and the Colts didn't quite have that offensive capability with Philip Rivers as their quarterback. However, this season though, we're going to see a slight difference in both teams. The Jaguars, on the other hand, were the worst team in the league. They went 1-15 and went on a 15-game losing streak after week 1. They had the top pick in the draft and they drafted Trevor Lawrence. The Texans, well, they also were very bad. They got the 3rd overall pick, which they had traded away in previous seasons, and they were just dreadful as well. The Colts are a very well-rounded team. Last season, they had a fantastic defense and a brilliant offensive line. They also had good wide receivers and good running backs, and they were just all-round good team. However, the quarterback last year, Philip Rivers, was very inconsistent. He just slings the ball around and is very prone to making mistakes, such as interceptions and fumbles. However, during the 2021 offseason, they added Carson Wentz from the Eagles, who just a few seasons ago was playing at an MVP level and won the Super Bowl with the Eagles. He is joining the Colts and is being paired again with Frank Reich, who was the Eagles' offensive coordinator during that Super Bowl run. Now that they're both together, Carson Wentz can kick on with his career and do much better now at the Colts than he did with the Eagles in previous years. I think this team is going to do much better than, well, not too much better than they did last year, but they've upgraded their team, and I think they'll definitely win this division. And I don't know, maybe they could even challenge the Bills and the Chiefs for a spot in the AFC Championship game. I don't think the Colts are going to be starting the season too well. As you can see in this table next to me, I think that Carson Wentz is going to have a really difficult start to the season. Their schedule is very tough this year, and I think it'll take him a few games to get back to how good he was with the Eagles a few years ago. And I think that they'll struggle against those really good teams at the start of the season. However, I do think they'll kick on in the middle of the season and later on in the season, and they will solidify that top spot in the division just ahead of the Titans. In the last couple of seasons, the Titans have been a really good side. Since Ryan Tannehill joined, it's been difficult for other teams to score more points than them. However, the defense, especially in the 2020 season, hasn't been one you want to watch. Ryan Tannehill has been really good, and Derrick Henry, from Thanksgiving onwards and in the playoffs, has been a machine, and they've been really difficult to stop on offense. I think that whilst they aren't quite as good as the Colts, they will still challenge for a wild card spot in the AFC playoff picture, and they will be really good in the second half of the season. Just like the Colts, the schedule's pretty tough on them this year, and I do think they'll have a hard time getting through a positive record in the first half of the season, but in the second half of the season, they will really kick on and be a good side. I think their defense, though, will still be pretty bad, despite drafting Caleb Farley in the first round. But we're yet to see how good they'll be this season, of course. But I don't know if they really will kick on as much as others think. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to be a really interesting team to watch this upcoming season. They drafted Trevor Lawrence from Clemson at number 1 overall, and they also drafted Travis Etienne at number 25 overall in this draft. I do think they won't be quite as good as many people expect, potentially winning between 4 and 6 games this season, but I do think they will be competitive in a lot of games. Urban Meyer is a fantastic get-ahead coach. However, he was really good at recruiting in college, but I'm not sure how good he will be in the NFL. You know, there's a difference between kids and adults, and well, let's just see in the upcoming offseason whether he will be able to get as many good players as he was able to get in the college. I do think, though, that they will be a competitive team, and they will be a lot better than last year. Well, it'll be difficult for them to be worse than last year, seeing as they got the number 1 overall pick. It is a difficult schedule, as I've previously mentioned, for this division, so we'll just have to wait and see how well they do, but I do think the future is very bright. In the upcoming 5 years or so, I think they could transform the Jaguars into an AFC powerhouse, but this season we'll have to wait and see. Again, I think 4 to 6 wins sounds about right for them. Normally at this time of year, every single team has something to look forward to in the upcoming season. But with the Houston Texans, they have players jumping ship, they had no first round pick, and they have a pretty poor coaching staff with a lot of inexperience. I really don't think that they'll get anywhere near 4 wins that they got last season. Without Deshaun Watson, who has said he's not playing this season, we're yet to see, but with all the lawsuits and what Deshaun Watson's saying, I can't see it happening. They've also lost JJ Watt, their greatest player that's ever played for the Texans, and the guy who would do anything for the Texans even wants to jump ship. Considering all of this, I don't see how they're supposed to get 4 wins next season. None of the players want to play for the Texans, the GM is dreadful, the coaches just aren't ready for what they've got in for them. And I just really don't think that they're going to go anywhere. I know this is not what any Texans fan or anyone wants to hear, but I just can't see the positivity around the Texans at the moment. So I don't think they'll win a single game. Sorry, Texans fans. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to check out wallofnfl.com and all of our social media pages in the description. Recently, we've just had an article go up about the Saints quarterback situation on the website, so be sure to check that out. We also have the AFC West coming in the next video and the rest of the NFC upcoming as well. So be sure to stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching.